Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rough. We're stepping for the title and facial rival. This ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is
For our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man.
The original man is the Asiatic Black Man. He's the maker. He's the owner. He's the cream of planet Earth. He's father of civilization and God of this universe, Sugar. And there's only one God.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing, man, the capital regime of boxing, man. And of course, I got my God, man, the historian himself, MarkyDan, aka Sugar Kane Mark. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? Yeah, I think Marky got that Obama phone.
Oh, what's good? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep. Puerto Rico, que pasa? What's up, my man D3 and Bitch Free? What's up, man?
Hello.
Can you hear me, Free?
What's good?
How you
What's
doing,
good, BVO?
man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mark. So we got some.
Salute. Smash the like button, subscribe to BVO Boxing. Let's get it done.
What you guys think about Floyd firing Leonard Ellaby, man? I thought that was kind of crazy. What you think about that?
I don't know if Floyd fired Leonard Ellaby.
I think Leonard chose his side from a very long time ago. That's what I think, BVO. I think this was just a formality.
I don't think Floyd fired Leonard Ellaby. I think Leonard Ellaby stepped down.
It don't sound like it from the way that was written. That was written kind of like get gone, skit.
I heard that that Mayweather Promotions folded. That's reports that I heard a couple of days ago.
No, they didn't fold.
So I don't know what this has to do with anything.
No, they didn't fold.
I don't know.
But he hired
Leonard
Richard
Ellaby
Schaefer, which is
I don't think matters because he's been.
Yeah, he I think it's good because getting Richard Schaefer in there, Richard Schaefer and Floyd and Al made a ton of money together. I think it's good. What you think, Free?
No, I think Floyd and Leonard Ellaby made a ton of money together with Tank Davis, and I think he realized Tank Davis is gone. Let me go where the money's at.
No, I'm talking about all the money that Floyd, Richard Schaefer, and Al made back when they was with Golden Boy.
You said they did what with Golden Boy?
I said back when Floyd was with Golden Boy and Al and Richard Schaefer made all that money.
They broke all the records.
Hold on one second.
Yeah. They broke all the records.
They broke all the records, D3.
Getting Richard Schaefer back is good, but I will say Richard Schaefer had a couple times, man. He definitely has failed at being a leader. So I don't know, but I'll say this. To my brother Juan, it's sad to see Mayweather's ego and Oscar's ego destroy what could have been probably a huge promotional company. They could have been put Al Heyman out of business. I mean, they could have been put Bob Arum out of business, man, if they would have played it right. But Floyd and Oscar. Well, Oscar's gotten better. You see, Oscar's way more hands-on than he's ever been. He's not sleeping at the wheel like he used to be. So
I gotta give him credit for that.
Floyd has to do the same thing because Floyd and Oscar both share one thing that's in common. They both the two fighters that he made, the two fighters that Oscar made, and Ryan and Canelo both hate his guts. Same thing with Floyd when it comes to Tank Davis, man. They hate his guts, and I think that's all because of ego, man.
Now,
it's sad.
What was the question you was asking me?
No, I was just saying, do you think it's a good idea to have Richard Schaefer in there? Because Floyd and Richard and Al made a lot of money together when they was with Golden Boy.
I didn't know Al was with Golden Boy.
Yeah, you don't remember back when him and they all was with Golden Boy because he started with Golden Boy. That's how Al got his start with Golden Boy. You remember when Adrian Bronner would be there? Adrian Bronner, the Charlo twins, Danny Garcia, all those guys were Golden Boy, and that's when Richard Schaefer.
I know the fighters was with Golden Boy. I didn't know Al was with Golden Boy.
Yeah, Al got his start with Golden Boy. Yeah, that's how he got his start with Golden Boy.
I don't know, but
all of them were connected to Oscar. Free. Oscar was a big money in the
all of them. Yeah, they all was with Oscar.
I don't know if I don't know if it's a good idea for him to get Richard Schaefer because don't nobody want to deal with him neither.
Yeah, but I think Leonard Ellaby was right for the job. But only thing that's going to help is if they Floyd changed the way he's been, because there's so many fighters that say they want to leave Golden Boy. I mean, they want to leave Mayweather Promotions. I mean, he really got to put some real money behind it. It can't just be buying watches and cars.
Floyd does not give a goddamn the BVO. He's gonna keep living his life.
I think the problem is Floyd. He's not hands on with the fighter, because I've heard multiple fighters say they have no problem with Floyd. It's the middleman. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have no issues with Floyd. It's the middleman that there was a bunch of miscommunication. So I think Floyd he leaves it up to somebody else to handle the business, and Floyd's just the name behind the promotion company.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What I'm saying is Floyd, as much as he would accuse Oscar of being asleep at the wheel, I feel like in a lot of ways he's been asleep at the wheel. I mean, when have you had a notable fighter other than Tank Davis really come from him? And I mean, Badu Jack is gone, who I would say was his best. I mean, he just keep losing good fighter after good fighter. He had Richardson Hitchens at one time. It's just sad to see that these guys are letting their ego. That's the thing. It's all ego with these guys. So that's the part that kind of get me.
I mean, well, I told you it was always all about Floyd, and that's the problem that Floyd has. He wants it to be all about him, and he's no longer fighting anymore. So you got to learn how to take the back seat and be Al Heyman, so to speak, and just be a promoter.
Yeah. I think it's a tough transition, because you see Oscar having the same issue, and it's crazy because not so much Floyd, but Oscar is the greatest living fighter alive, and he can't seem to get guys to follow what he's saying. It's just ridiculous, man.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know if he's the greatest living fighter alive. That's your opinion.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
No, it's not.
That's a fact.
No, you can't say your opinion is a fact.
He done everything. Free, you're hating, man. He's done everything. Free, he's done everything.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. I can do everything in my daggone field. That doesn't mean I'm the greatest special police officer in the world. Doesn't mean that. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's not a fact. That's an opinion. Now, you can say he's the most accomplished fighter, living fighter, or whatever, if you want to say that, and then we can look it up to see if that's a fact. But to say he is the greatest, that's an opinion. That's not a fact.
I mean,
that's an opinion. Anytime you say somebody is the best, that's your opinion.
I'm going off the numbers, the promotional company.
If you go off the numbers, then he's not better than Floyd.
He made Floyd.
No.
Who?
Floyd surpassed him.
Who?
So what? But he wouldn't be nothing without Oscar.
That means if Floyd surpassed him, that means Floyd is the greatest. That's what I keep telling you. It's an opinion. It's an opinion.
For you to say that,
no, it's the same way when you have it's the same way when people have that talk between LeBron and Michael. It's all opinion based. That's your opinion. If you think LeBron is better, that's your opinion. If you think Michael is better, that's your opinion. Now your numbers, if you go by stat wise, you can say LeBron is better stat wise. But if you say all around player, I think Mike is better. That's an opinion. All around player, I think LeBron is better. That's an opinion. It's an opinion. That's not
salute
a fact.
Salute to my brother, Dr. Mark. Salute to my man, Juan. It's not an opinion. The only reason you get... Go ahead.
No, I will say at the same token, what I think the problem is with Floyd and Oscar, and even Bernard Hopkins, if you want to throw him in there, because he's part of that Oscar scene. What the problem is when you are a great fighter and you accomplish so much and you're so used to being the center of attention, it's hard for you to take that step back. You always want to be in that spotlight because that's what you always done. You was always in that spotlight. Your name was on that marquee. Your name was headlining all of these big events. Now it's somebody else that you're bringing along. And I think that's what the problem with Oscar, that's what the problem with Floyd. And like I said, you can throw Bernard in there if you want to throw Bernard in there.
Yeah, well, we ain't counting my brother Bernard. Bernard is he's a co-owner, but we're talking about the main guy. I don't know. My brother Dr. Mark said I said something ridiculous. What did I say, Dr. Mark? I just said that Oscar De La Hoya is not many people that can say that they can compare to what Oscar hit. My brother GD in the house. Oscar is without Muhammad being alive, without I'll take that back. You might can say George Foreman. Suit my brother Crush. But other than maybe George Foreman, I really can't think of anybody else who's alive that you could say is better than Oscar De La Hoya.
I can say, I mean, there's an argument to say Canelo is better than Oscar. He's the first Mexican undisputed.
Lennox
Lewis. There's an argument to say Canelo.
But the thing about Lennox is Lennox took 2 naps in the middle of the ring, so you really can't put him up there.
You got Roy Jones. You got Mike Tyson.
He's a drug cheat. We're not going to talk about a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat, Free. He's a drug cheat.
Oscar a drug cheat, wasn't he?
Listen, whether he's a drug cheat or not, the point that I'm making is, the point that I am making is that it's an opinion. It's not a fact. It's an opinion.
Lonnie Lee in the chat. Roy Jones is a drug cheat, Free.
Whether he is or not, it's still somebody's opinion.
No, it's not an opinion that he's a drug cheat. That's not an opinion.
No.
That's a fact.
That's not opinion, Free. That's not opinion, nigga.
I'm talking about the fact that he's the greatest. I'm talking about the fact that he's the greatest. That's somebody's opinion. Whether he's a drug cheat or not, somebody still believe that Roy is the greatest. That's their opinion.
Drug cheat.
Okay, well, we say he's a drug cheat. That's not
what are you talking about? He's not in the conversation.
That's not an opinion,
a drug cheat. Drug cheat, Free. What are you talking about? In 2004, he tested positive for PEDs.
I'm not.
You had Reggie Sweet Johnson come on here and tell us he was a drug cheat. What
are you talking about? No.
Yes, we did.
Saying that.
Yes,
no, you don't.
Did. He said he was a drug cheat on his show.
BVO. No, you don't. I told
Free
Reggie
can't
Johnson
handle
that.
the truth.
I told Reggie Johnson that.
He said he was a drug cheat when he fought him. He told us that.
No, I told Reggie Johnson that. Reggie Johnson said, "Oh, for real? I didn't know that." Reggie Johnson said, "All I know is they didn't piss me after the fight." He never said Roy Jones was a drug cheat. Stop lying on that man. He never said that.
He said that. He didn't say that. I believe. I don't want to say he didn't. I'll leave it at that. He didn't say that. But Roy Jones is a drug cheat. We don't talk about drug cheats up here. That's what we don't do. We don't talk about people who cheat. He cheat.
I don't care about what you talk about. What I'm telling you is that's somebody's opinion that Roy Jones is the greatest. That's what I keep telling you. It's an opinion based.
But hold on.
Not a fact.
Salute to my man, Dr. Mark. Salute to my man, Tommy in the
BVO,
house.
the share screen. Share screen,
okay.
brother.
Salute to my God, man. Always missing name, Jury in the house, man. But what we basically talking about is how Floyd and Oscar have let their egos dictate what happens with their promotional companies. And I think it's a travesty that you're not seeing him have Leonard Ellerbe anymore. It just is what it is, man. The fact is this, man. Mayweather has to get his head out of his own way, get his head out of his butt, and understand one thing. It's not about you anymore. It's about the fighters. It's not about Floyd Mayweather anymore. It's about the fighter. It's the same thing Oscar had to figure out. No, we know who you are. You're a promoter now. Show us who the next guy up is. And that's what's got to happen, man.
And Oscar still hasn't figured that out. Oscar still hasn't figured that out because he still wanted to.
Well, we see. Well, that's a fact. That's a fact. But you got to say this. You can say he took two guys from the ground up and built them. He took two guys from the ground up and built him. So I mean, I got to give him some credit, Free. You didn't know who Ryan Garcia was. We didn't know who Ryan Garcia. No, Floyd only had Tank as the only guy that he bought up. Tank is the only superstar
that's what I said. Floyd did the same thing. He brought Tank up to be one of the faces of sport of boxing.
Okay, so I agree with that. What I'm basically saying is this: those two guys, Oscar and Floyd, could have put Bob Arum out of business if they wouldn't have had no, let me finish. If they wouldn't have had these stupid egos, they would have put Bob Arum out of business. It's a fact.
No, they couldn't.
If they would have came, bro, you remember how big Golden Boy was? Remember how big Golden Boy was?
No, you keep saying stuff is a fact when it's your opinion. That's not a fact.
Opinion. It's not my opinion.
No.
I'm gonna say this.
Okay. You said they could have put Bob Arum out of business. That's a fact. What proof do you have to back that up that that's a fact?
That they could have put him out of business because they had Adrian Bronner, the youngest 4-division champion in boxing history. They had the Charlo twins who were on the rise. They had a young guy named, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Danny Garcia, who was a monster at 140 and who was going up to 147. I'm just saying, I don't know if you heard about this kid, this Puerto Rican kid. And they had Floyd Mayweather. They had Floyd Mayweather as well. But when Floyd was still fighting, look it up. A lot of those fights were under Golden Boy. They could have easily put Bob Arum out of business. But no, I'll say go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out what is the proof that they was going to put Top Rank out of business.
I'm speculating. I am speculating. There's speculation.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, that's
an opinion. That's not a fact. You keep saying stuff is a fact when it's your opinion.
But I'll say this, man. The fact is this: Roy Jones is a doggone drug cheat. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Ryan Garcia is a drug cheat too. That's a fact.
Okay.
Canelo Alvarez is a drug cheat too.
So funny? You know what's funny? I love how that's Shaw's one. That's Shaw's one.
Canelo's a drug cheat too. That's a fact. Holyfield's a cheat too. That's a fact. James Stoney. That's a fact. All those guys are drug cheats.
I'll leave it at this. We understand now. Free is just like that song. Salute to my man Finesse 2 times.
No,
said
you're
it
not,
best.
you're not going.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
You're not gonna just say Roy Jones like he's the only one in the daggone sport of boxing. No. Let's get them all out there.
You said Roy was an all-time great. I mean, is the greatest. You said that he could be in the greatest conversation. I said he could never be He can never be in that
first of all,
conversation.
if you wanna say what I said, make sure you say it correctly. Because what I said, in some people's eye, Roy Jones is the greatest. Is what I said.
He's not. He's not. He's a drug chief. He's a drug chief.
Whether you believe he's not or not, that doesn't change what other people
it's
think.
not me. It's not me, Free. It's a fact that he's a drug chief.
BVO, shut the fuck up with the shit.
Hold on,
That's
here we
not
go.
you.
Here we go with the disrespect. Look how you talk. Look how you talk to the black man. You saw you talk to the black man.
You
We in
starting
our
the
first
bullshit.
20 minutes.
That's
And you know what's funny? When D3 is getting cooked, he likes to cuss. I want y'all to know that.
You start the bullshit. Because like I said, you can't speak for other people. If somebody else believes that he's the greatest, that's what they believe. You can't say, no, that's not a fact. No, you can't speak for nobody else. You can speak for yourself. That's it.
God damn.
Hey, you hear this dude cussing me out because I said that his favorite fighter, the drug chief?
Man,
you broke my heart tonight, man. You really showed the true colors, man. You
BVO,
broke my heart
that's
tonight,
crazy.
No,
You
you
take the
can't
drug
speak for
chiefs.
nobody else. Speak for yourself.
Golly, that's your brother.
BVO, you know your man.
Would you do that to a white man, D3?
I don't know. Would you do that, D-Free? You only do that to your brother. I see how you do, man. But that's okay.
I do it to my own family.
We've been dealing with this for 400 years.
Brother. No, me and my brother go at it way harder than me and you ever did. Way harder than me and you ever did.
It's good to see Free get cooked live.
You should be glad that I'm going at you like this. Cause another dude, I wouldn't even had the time to speak to you.
You gotta go back. I'm cooking you. You getting cooked.
No, you getting cooked. No, I can't get cooked on what you're saying because what you're saying has no merit. You can't say your opinion is a fact.
Drug chief. That's what you're doing, Free.
I'm not talking about him being a drug chief. I never denied him being a drug chief. What are you talking about? I never denied it. I said what somebody else believes is their opinion. You can't say, no, that's not a fact. How can you say somebody else's opinion is not their opinion?
I'll say this, Free, because you're my brother. To get back to the conversation in general, I think that Oscar and Florida are in the same place. I think they have to commit to their companies completely. Salute to my brother Bruce Gas. They gotta commit to these companies seriously. It can't just be Floyd saying, "Look at my brand new watch, look at my new house, look at all my cars." He has to really go out there and do the work. And if he doesn't, guess what? Mayweather promotions will continue to fail. Go ahead, Mark. Gonna announce the first fight. Go ahead, Mark. My bad.
MarkyDan.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
You can hear you.
We thought you opened up a piece of sugar cane or something.
That's crazy.
Yes. Man, shut your ass up. Man, salute, BVO, salute, Julio, the former police officer, Juan Claudio.
That's crazy.
We got Friday night fights going. Tomorrow we got the big fights.
Yeah. Who was our
First
fight,
Friday
Mark?
night? We got Marvin Johnson taking on Leslie Stewart in Indiana. Well, I think it's in Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken. Great fight. Leslie Stewart from Trinidad and Tobago. Go ahead.
Yeah, he eats sugar cane too.
Absolutely.
But we heard you. We heard you in the we heard you in the comments. Juan,
but you
racist,
see, that's BVO being racist.
How we being racist? Nah.
No. I'm calling Juan out. Juan has always got something bad to say about a Spanish fighter. Man, always got something bad to say. It's crazy.
How? When I'm a Spanish fighter.
It don't mean nothing about you being Spanish. You like one of those.
BVO, you're the most racist man I've ever met on the YTV.
You out of your mind. You out of your mind, man. You out of your mind. If you're talking about the most unbiased YouTuber, and one of the only black YouTubers, you're probably right about that.
You know, it's funny, right? That if like Tio gets knocked out or anything, like, you know, God forbid, BVO gonna be crying. Hey,
you Hey, you laughing, but every time I see T.O. get in the ring with somebody tough, he beat him up.
Jumped over.
Your boy Tank is next. Just know that Tank is next.
Yo, you know what? I don't know if you read the comment I put on earlier on one of the videos. I said Frank might pull up the upset.
Oh man, Frank gonna get stretched out, man. Pause. Listen, you know what? I'll just say this: Frank Martin, is a good fighter, very talented guy. But when we talking about Tank Davis, man, we talking about a whole different type of dude. Very skilled. I don't necessarily like Tank's personality or anything, but as far as fighter, he's a really nice fighter. Good jab, good footwork, great ring IQ, knows where he is in the ring. He's sharp, man. The kid can fight. He can fight. To me, I think he's like a juiced up Aaron Pryor, in my opinion. I feel like he has it all. He just like Aaron Pryor. He has it all. I think the only thing you probably run into, just like with Aaron Pryor, is that he's just small. That's the only problem that's the problem you have with a Tank, is he's just an itty bitty guy. So other than that, we got we really got a nice fighter, but he's just a real itty bitty guy. He's not as big as a Roy or a Mike Tyson, so it's kind of hard to maybe get behind him, for some people because he's so small. But as far as the star, he's all that. No, I'm talking about Tank. I'm saying he's just a real itty bitty guy. That's the only thing that's wrong with him.
Yeah. Nah, I get that. I see what you're saying. I definitely see what you're saying. I don't.
And when I say that, what I'm saying is.
Wait, who you talking about? That's Aaron Pryor.
He talking about Tank. He talking about Tank.
I said Tank reminds me of a juiced up Aaron Pryor. Like, you remember how skilled Aaron Pryor was? You remember how great his ring IQ was? I said that's my opinion, Mark. I said that's my opinion.
Aaron Pryor was a fucking was a buzzsaw type of fighter.
I'm talking about the skill, is what I'm talking about.
Aaron Pryor and Tank
they have different fighting styles.
They both were just short.
I'm talking about the skill. The skill says Aaron Pryor can do a lot.
Man, he's coming in trying to unalive you.
Yeah. But he's just small. He's an itty bitty guy. I mean, that's why we never got.
Okay, well, if he had that skill set, he didn't use it a lot. I've seen this man get dropped and spun around for crazy stuff.
I mean, I think the thing is, you judge it kind of harshly because we see in the end of his career is over. But at the end of the day, salute to my brother Ant-Man coming in the building. As always, late to be with the black man. You know how that is, man. There's no love between brothers, man. But what's going on, Ant-Man? How you feeling, dog?
I got held up by Yakub, the big head scientist.
But I'll say this, and I want to get your opinion on this, Ant. You walking here at a great time. So we just heard Free go on this soliloquy about how Roy is an all-time is one of the greatest, right? And I said, you can't be the greatest if you're a drug cheat. What do you think about that, Ant-Man?
Hey, that man was exonerated, and whatever charges against him were expunged. They tested that rip fuel. That's what he had from GNC. It turned out to be tainted and contaminated. So, as the great Johnny Cochran said, when the glove don't fit, you must acquit. That man is innocent. He wasn't doing anything intentional.
So that means Ryan's innocent then, because he wasn't doing nothing intentional.
You ain't saying nothing about Ryan Garcia. We talk about Roy.
No,
Jones.
I'm just giving you an example. I'm just giving you, if that's how we going.
Roy Jones is the example.
Hold on, but I thought Ryan got caught though. I thought Ryan got caught with it. Didn't both samples come back positive that he took something or whatever on that?
The same thing happened to Roy Jones, according to my brother Ant McQueen. He's saying he was exonerated. So that means Ryan should be exonerated.
Fuel, GNC. That's where he got his from. I don't know what Ryan was into. I can't speak on Ryan. But
Ryan ate some sea moss.
Roy Jones, rip fuel.
They said Ryan got a bad batch of sea moss, man.
I don't know, man. Ryan going outside out here getting arrested and whatnot.
Man, Juan, you've been arrested. I've been arrested. Not a big deal.
Bro.
It's not a big deal. He got arrested and let go immediately when he got there. So let's not play as if something happened.
that is a big deal because when it was Tank Davis, it was a big deal.
No,
Big deal.
no,
Why?
no.
Yeah,
We
you
said
did
it.
because
We
I was
said
on
we
that
said it
live.
was a
Harrison.
we
I
said
was
it was
on
a
that
big
live.
deal.
I was on that live and you went on a
You gotta
whole
do
rant. I was
purple.
definitely on that live. I remember that because D3 was like going back at it with you. And I was just sitting in the back laughing.
This is when seen
I don't know what happened to BVO.
See what I'm saying? Because the captain, YouTube knows when he be capping. YouTube knows when he be capping. They need to shut him up a little bit. That's what it is. I'm not trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, okay. I thought I was. Yeah, that nigga was capping. Capping ass off as usual.
You know what I'm saying? That's my boy though. That's my boy. I can't do it. That's my boy. But yeah, nah. See, BVO be capping. That's what it happens. You know what I'm saying? YouTube be like, nah, you gotta shut it down. He need a nap.
That man want to pass his opinion off as a fact. I'm like, oh, dog, you can't do that. You can't speak.
Nah, that man
That's right.
just capping too goddamn much. The blood of him.
Y'all,
But we
y'all
got
watch that
Ernie
win?
Shaver. Get on. Oh shit, the shit's messed up.
Who's
But
this, Ernie
anyways, BVO was capping about something I can't even remember.
He was capping about Oscar De La
Ernie
Hoya,
Shavers.
greatest living fighter.
Oh yeah, nah, that was funny. Nah, I was laughing in the comments. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was laughing in them comments. That had me in some tears.
Bruce Gas, what's good?
Juan Claudio.
BVO got that Joe Biden phone. That joint is on sleep mode.
Yo, you ain't right.
No, my shit was better. These niggas about to be laughing. Fuck y'all niggas.
I'm not talking about BVO.
We ain't talking about you, Marky. We talking about BVO.
I said BVO got that Joe Biden phone. It's on sleep mode.
No, but I don't give a damn. I'm gonna take my laughs. I didn't. So fuck that nigga BVO. Nigga.
Hold on, Mark.
hell,
We early in the stream. I know you don't know how to control yourself when you have too much Sugar Kane and Red Stripe. But cool out on the cussing, bro. Please.
Yeah, right, bro.
Man.
Oh God.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can. So, BVO, he quick to tell somebody they got an Obama phone. They got that.
I thought we were 30 minutes in, baby. Oh, my bad.
No. That boy Juan, that boy Marky over there on that red stripe, y'all. So forgive him for anything that he say, man.
You ain't right, bro.
He on that red stripe, man. And McQueen, let me ask you a question though, man. You there?
Yes, sir.
Y'all made my brother Ant leave.
No, he right there. He right there.
No, I'm right here.
Hey, Ant, so what do you think about Floyd's ego and Oscar's ego messing up their promotional companies? Does this kind of shock you at all?
I don't think anything of it at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is that's messing up their business.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I guess for me, it's just disappointing when you see like Floyd still talking about his exhibition fights and all this and not focusing on the fighters, and you keep seeing good fighters leaving them, and I think that's no good, man. I think it's no good because I think Oscar and Floyd could have put Bob Arum out of business, man. I really think they could have did that at one time.
Actually, to be honest with you, I don't think it's Floyd ego that's causing fighters to leave. I think it's Floyd. He spent too much time promoting Tank Davis. He didn't spread the love around because that's a complaint I hear from a lot of the fighters. They don't get the exposure that Tank gets. So I think he spread himself too thin with the other fighters.
Yeah,
I don't think it's so much the ego. I mean, his ego is a problem, but I don't think the fighters are leaving because of his ego. I think it's because they're not getting the exposure, so they want to go to another promotional company to get the exposure that Tank is getting, or a sum of what Tank is getting, because they're not getting anything because Floyd is so focused on Tank Davis, or he was so focused on Tank Davis.
Yeah, what I'm saying is when I see Floyd, um, Kamel Moulton had his first win, and they celebrated Kamel Moulton's first win, and the reporters asked Kamel Moulton some questions. I seen Floyd tell Kamel Moulton, "Scoot over. Let me tell you why I'm the greatest to ever live." And what I'm saying is, I feel like Floyd is too worried about himself. The way Errol Spence was at that press conference, and I'm not the biggest fan of this new Errol Spence, the new evil Errol Spence. I'm not a big fan of him. I used to be a fan before, but the new evil Errol Spence, I'm not a big fan of that. But what Errol kept saying, it's about Frank Martin. It's about Frank Martin. Every question that was asked about his life, his fighting, what he's going to do next, what's possible, it was always, tonight's about Frank Martin. He even sitting up there with Derrick James, a guy that he has a problem with, who's Derrick James, who's trying to steal money from him. He still was able to sit up there like an adult. He didn't accost Derrick James, say a bunch of crazy things about him. He just let it be what it was. And he got the job done. The thing is, you got to be able to move out of the way and let somebody else shine. And that's just what I think Floyd is refusing to do. Oscar's refusing to do it. I mean, now you got Oscar back in the fold, working hard, trying to get guys. But guess what? You starting from the ground up. You know what I mean? You got Ryan Garcia, who probably some would say is one of the faces of boxing. He carried Tank to 1 million pay-per-views. I mean, but at the end of the day, even Ryan Garcia wasn't that happy with Oscar. So it just shows you these guys got work to do as promoters, man. Nobody care about what you did. That you shouldn't have gotten the promotion game. It was going to be about you forever. That's my only thing. What you think about that, Ant? Man, my brother Ant, man.
I think
Go ahead.
it's not get so much of the activity with
Your mic's cutting up real bad.
Yeah, you keep cutting in and out.
Yeah, you might have to go out and come back in. I think my man got an Obama phone.
That's crazy. You know what?
But I mean, I'll ask you guys this because this is something I'm really wondering. So, with Leonard Ellerbe going over to GTD, as what it looks like, Javante Davis Productions, do you guys think it's going to grow Tank's brand more having Leonard Ellerbe with him? What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on like what they do with it. Like again, like you said, you have to promote fighters, and I don't know who Tank has under his promotion company, but again, you gotta promote fighters. You can't just not promote fighters. If you're gonna do this, you gotta do this the right way, same way other promoters were doing it. So you can't really sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this promotion company and then go do a Floyd where he's talking about these exhibitions and he's talking about everything else but his fighters. I mean, yeah, while he was fighting, a lot of these fighters were eating, but again, they were eating off his name. A lot of times it would be the week before his fight, and they would do a show, and it'd be like, okay, they're making money off of that. Like
Yeah.
now, he's really not fighting like that. He's not. You know what I'm saying? None of them are really eating like that. You kind of like gotta like promote these fighters because again, he had a whole bunch of good fighters on his stable, but now most of them are gone. So it's like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
I think Leonard Ellerbe would be good for Tank Davis. Like he said, he got to promote fighters, but the thing is, Tank didn't have any fighters just yet. He just started his promotional company, and right now is just him. This is the same way with Devin Haney. When he started his promotional company for a long time, it was just Devin Haney, but he was promoted by Devin Haney Promotion. Now he has fighters, so I think it's going to take some time for Tank to get fighters, and I think by him having Leonard Ellerbe in his corner, prior as the CEO of GTD, I think that will be able to get him some fighters. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Leonard Ellerbe definitely could promote a fight. He can promote fighters. So I mean, we'll see how it goes.
You got anything on that, Mark? I don't know what happened to MarkyDan, but I'll say this, man. I just think when you see what's going on in boxing, man, it's exciting, but then it's not, because no matter how we look at it, it's still very top heavy. I feel like Top Rank has a bunch of really good young guys like Xander Zayas. They got Bruce Carrington. They got, of course, one of the best in the world, Abdullah Mason from BVO land. Some people call it Cleveland, Ohio. So it's so much that you got going on in boxing. I just feel like we gotta see what we really have. Some of these guys got to start fighting, man. It's just too much, like where guys are kind of stuck in the mud, so to speak. So I would love to see more fighting, man.
I mean, Top Rank is really good at developing young like fighters and stuff like that. I mean, I really don't know. Like he's even like with Al. I don't know. Like I heard something about him probably leaving boxing too, but it's just like I really don't know where it's going, because I mean you got promoters and you got
Well, that comes from a hater, man. You can't listen to that dude. What's that dude's name that's always lying on Al Heyman? I always forget.
Rick Glacier.
Rick Glacier. That's who. Rick Glacier made up another lie, man. About
Al Heyman. That lie spread like wildfire. I was like, Jesus Christ, is he really leaving boxing? I was like looking stuff up, and I'm like, is he really leaving boxing now? Like, what's going on? But again, it's very I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like you said, it's top heavy, and you don't know where boxing's going from a lot of places, because it's like you got 7 different promoters, 90-something different promoters, and it's just like where are these fighters going? Because then like you hear from them, then you don't hear from them. Because like even like Rashidi Ellis, like he hasn't fought since he lost to Villa, and it's like where he's been at, where he's been at. He's young, he still can fight. Like where he been at, like you don't know.
Where's Jared Swift Hurd been? Where's my favorite fighter, Jamal Arman Charlo been? It's just I don't know. Something has to happen, because I think it's not enough dates. I think a lot of these companies don't have enough dates, and time and time again, we're not getting the fights that we need or we want to see. Salute to my brother Thomas Hill. So it's getting for me, man. It's very taxing to keep not getting good fights, because for whatever reason, man, it's just getting old, man. It's getting old.
I don't think it's fighters don't. I mean, companies don't have enough dates, because if you look at DAZN put on a fight every single weekend. I don't think they don't have enough dates. I think it's more so a lot of these fighters want to be the headline. They don't want to be on the undercard. I commend David Benavidez, because he just headlined a fight with Boo Boo Andrade.
It flopped.
Listen, I was going to say that. God, man,
go ahead, man.
Yeah, it did flop, but that doesn't mean that he can't headline another fight, because it could have very well flopped just because he was fighting Boo Boo. Nobody wanted to see that. Everybody wanted to see him fight somebody else. So I commend him for taking that fight to be on the undercard of Tank Davis, because some of these fighters won't do that. Oh, I headlined my last fight. I'm not being on the undercard. I'm not going to be the co-main. I want to be the main. Right. So we got a lot of these fighters that want to be divas instead of just getting in the ring and fighting.
But let me ask y'all this: is pay-per-view like hurting the sport too? Because everybody thinks they're a pay-per-view fighter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's not like I wouldn't say it's like hurting it, but it is somehow affecting it. Because like I commend Tio, because he hasn't even asked to be a pay-per-view fighter, and he's still fighting on cable television. So it's like that's something that.
Well, that's greatness. You talking about greatness, man. You talking about a guy who understands his position in history. And honestly, let's be honest. Mike Tyson was built up on free TV. Muhammad Ali was built up on free TV. Roy Jones was built up on free TV. Really, only person that kind of wasn't was Floyd. Kind of, he kind of wasn't built on free TV. Of course, in 2007 he begged, and Oscar De La Hoya gave him an opportunity. And we all know, Oscar probably won that fight, but the Masters wanted Floyd to win, and Floyd got that fight. Shoot to my brother William Old School. And that's what happens, man. You get guys who do really well, and then you get guys who don't. The guys who do well in boxing, I think, shouldn't be promoters, man, because Oscar and Floyd, to me, have just done terrible jobs where they can't get themselves out of the way. It's almost like Michael Jordan with the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets suck. How is that possible? How is it possible they keep getting top 10 pick after top 10 pick and not doing nothing? It's because the ownership sucks.
No,
You can't.
it's not.
You know something that somebody told me, and this is kind of a side note. I remember trying to get in shape back in college, and I remember like how you eating, but oh, I'm working it off, blah blah blah. No matter what you do, man, you can't outwork a bad diet, bro. And you can't outwork a bad boss. I don't care who you are, you can't do it. You just can't outwork a bad boss. And I think that's what we're getting so much in boxing, where these guys are bad leaders and you cut a snake from the head. That's what you got to do. And I think that Oscar and Floyd have just been such egomaniacs that they've watched their profitable businesses, burn because they want to make it all about them. I think it's weird.
I'm gonna say, I disagree to a certain extent. Some of what you said, it has merit to it, but I disagree to a certain extent because just because you're a good fighter doesn't mean that you're going to be a bad promoter. That doesn't necessarily mean that. Because I think what Earl Spence is doing is great for Frank Martin. He putting Frank Martin in great positions to
Mm-hmm.
uh to get exposure and get the opportunities that he needs to move forward in this industry. And what you said about Mike, it's not that Mike is a bad owner. It's Mike
Mm-hmm.
don't have the eye for talent because when
Mm-hmm.
you're at that level, you want everybody to be somewhat what you are or be able to do what you did. I think
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan didn't have a eye for talent. I
yeah,
don't think he was a bad
but
owner.
but they also surround themselves with a whole bunch of yes men. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
It,
true. That's
it
true. I just think he just had a bad. Now he gotta have a great draft team. Like if you that's what makes good championship teams. They got a great draft team
yeah,
because if the owner could step back and let his employees do what they was hired to do, then that's how their company or the team build. Because look at the Baltimore Ravens. You very seldom hear anything about the owner. All you hear about is the GM and,
Mm-hmm.
and their draft team. That's what you hear about all the time. You hear about the coach, but you hear about the GM and the draft team. You very seldom hear about the owner because they sit back and let their employees do what they was hired to do.
Yeah. And I mean, free is absolutely right. You really gotta, when it comes to boxing or any sport, you gotta be fully committed. And if you're not fully committed, this is what you get. You get people leaving the company. I think I'll tell you one thing. I want to know if you guys agree with me on this. I feel like it was unfair for Floyd not to let Leonard Ellerbe announce that. I think that was just disgusting because Ellerbe has been the most loyal to Floyd. I mean, he was Floyd's spit bucket man, became his CEO, and I feel like he deserved more than just somebody saying, you know what, man, forget this, man. We're gonna just fire you in front of everybody. It's just crazy, man.
I don't know what was the relationship between them at the end there, but
Yeah,
again,
I mean, that's Floyd. I mean, if you look at all of Floyd relationships that he had, whether it's personal, business, they always end bad. They ain't none of them just walked away and they left on a good note. When with Tank Davis, they beefing. With 50 Cent, they was beefing. With Oscar De La Hoya, they was beefing. With Bob Erm, they was beefing. With Leonard Ellaby, they're beefing. With
Right.
the women he dealt with, they was beefing when they broke up. He
Hmm.
never just left on good terms or everybody just went their own way. It's always was on bad terms. And I think that's just Floyd. He don't know how to just say, okay, you know what? It didn't work out. It's best for you to go your way. I'm gonna go my way. But it was good while it lasted.
Hmm. I just feel like Leonard Ellerbe just deserves better than that. I mean, you could say I'm wrong for thinking like that, but I just feel like he deserved better for you. That's all.
No, he most definitely does. Because if you look, I mean, all you gotta do, Leonard Ellaby, he was Floyd Mayweather hype man. His what you call it? The dude, the dude that always co-signing for Floyd. He
Yeah,
co-signed everything Floyd said. Anything Floyd said, whether it was ridiculous or it was true, he co-signed everything Floyd said. So
yeah,
somebody like that was always in your corner, you should let that man be able to say, you know what, me and Floyd had a great run. I think it's time for me to go my own way and let Floyd go his own way. We're not leaving on bad terms, but it's just we just our business business adventures just decided to go a different direction and let it
yeah,
be what it is.
yeah. Excuse me. And I just think that too many times, especially in the sport of boxing, man, I just think that these guys are really just it's just ego, man. We just keep seeing ego destroy the sport. I really believe that Floyd thinks signing the Puerto Rican kid, Shakur, is going to do something for him. But Shakur is not a star. I mean, I don't care how Floyd tries to slice it. The Puerto Rican dude is a 3 division champion, and no one knows him. I mean, Juan knows him because Juan's a Puerto Rican, but
I hate him.
most most people don't. Most people don't know him. I mean, it's just that simple, man. So,
I mean, but I mean
but
that's the same thing. You can say that with a lot of fighters, because even before the whole thing with Cyril Matias, like they don't know who he is. They don't know who Cyril Matias is, but he's been around for a while. Even like the other dude from 135, forgot his name. Jesus Christ. Um, Shoot, I forgot his name. But there's a whole bunch of fighters that they just don't know. This guy.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just more or less looked at my brother Thomas Hill, the philosopher. Um, I just think what we seeing, especially with Floyd, is just it's true, man. Pride comes before a fall, man. And I think how many watches can you buy? How many cars can you buy? And I'm not hating. I just think Floyd to be 40 something years old and still talking about his new watch or his cars. I mean, I thought he would be done with all that. You know what I mean? I know some cats who used to ball out when they were young in their 20s and 30s that don't wear jewelry at all. And they
Hey,
feel like, go ahead.
no, I want to say Floyd is 47 years old. He's about to turn 48. He might be going through a midlife crisis. Sometimes
Or that too. Or that
you,
too. You know what I'm saying? Or that too.
middle ages, sometimes you don't want to see your stuff grow old, especially when you was the king of the sport and everybody was calling your name, everybody was watching you on TV. Sometimes you don't want to see yourself get old, so he could be going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah, that too. I mean that too.
Yeah,
I mean you guys we forget he was the face for what 10+ years. So it wasn't
yeah,
like he was the face for a very long time. You can't really be like, oh well he was just this random guy. Like he was Floyd fucking Mayweather. I'm sorry for cussing, but you know what I'm saying? It's just
I'm gonna play this clip real quick, man. Everybody, man, check this out. It's a raffle. It helps. It's going to a good cause, man. It's some brothers and sisters kind of come together, man, and enjoy some just boxing talk. That's what we call it, man. But let me play this for y'all.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got some thrilling news for all of you. We're launching a raffle where you can win a brand new 55-inch television just by making a payment of $10. Yes, you heard it right, just $10. Each entry must be made through Cash App with your name. The winner will be announced live at our GBT meet and greet on July 13th. The more entries you make, the higher your chances of taking home this outstanding flat-screen television. So, don't miss this incredible opportunity. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this exciting contest. And remember, with each entry you make, you increase your chances of winning this amazing prize. Thanks for tuning in and good luck to all of you.
Shout out to my man Remo for doing that voiceover, man.
Hey, Timothy Taylor. Me personally, I think Floyd really got rid of Leonard Ellaby, or Leonard Ellaby stepped away because they was having a disagreement, because Leonard Ellaby was still backing Tank Davis. Leonard Ellaby was still talking for Tank Davis and giving Tank Davis praises, even though Tank and Floyd was having their little issue. And I think
Hmm.
Floyd felt some type of way about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you this. Thomas Hill. When you see Floyd kind of doing the same things that he made Oscar laugh for, is this karma, or this is just how it goes?
Um, you could look at it as both ways, or you could look at it as not learning from a prior situation or circumstance you done been through. See, a lot of times in life we go through things, but we if we deal with it with emotional content, sometimes we don't process what we really need to process out of the struggle, the trial, the tribulation, or the setback, or anything that may have made us alter what we were doing to try to rededicate ourselves to the cause. Now, if you want to be a promoter that you yourself as a fighter wanted to fight for, then you would know how you got treated and what caused you to stir up a rift or to move away, and you would not, repeat it. However, like D said, I think D said it perfectly. Like, yo, it's always about him. The limelight has to be about him. And, that doesn't mean that he has the requisite time needed to devote to the product. And the product is the fighters underneath him, that he's going to use his banner to promote their talent and allow their talent to shine. So with that being the case, it became all about one fighter in particular. Everybody else that was in the stable before that one fighter, they all started falling by the wayside. And he was the cash cow. He was the one that, hey, yo, when we put an event together, we're going to draw in the stars. We're going to get X amount of people to buy some pay-per-views. We're going to get these many ticket sales, and we're going to make a good profit, and we're going to turn around and reap the benefits of a back end. He doesn't have that right now. He doesn't have that. So now Leonard is stuck in between two, because Leonard done developed a relationship with Floyd, staying loyal to Floyd, being loyal to Floyd. Leonard walked away from a 6-digit job to be with Floyd. So Leonard had a career where, he would have been prosperous no matter what. He just would have had to deal with people that don't have the corporate complexion. Have corporate complexion, and he don't have it. However, he stayed, and he stayed with his boy, his guy, and they did big things. And then you got another process coming along that's every bit as electrifying. That if you take into consideration of their career and what they've done, is doing a little bit more than what Floyd did at the same time. So there are possibilities to do even bigger numbers. The problem being, there are no dance partners that are available like an Oscar De La Hoya or Manny Pacquiao to just make that superstardom leap. But he still has done a whole lot in that 29 fight career. So, I think he was like, yo, we need to protect him. We need to maintain a good relationship with him, because he is open. Because remember, Tank always said, I'm down to continue to do business with Mayweather Promotions because they were good to me and they put me on the map. So I'm never going to forget that. But sometimes ego gets in the way. And that's why, like I told you when we had that talk, when we were on the phone, when you was talking about ego and how it can blow things up. When they did that We Are the World project, that was the first thing that my man Barry, was it Barry
Quincy
Gordon?
Jones.
Quincy Jones was like, look, check your ego at the door. Leave that ish outside, because we don't need none of that right now, because what we're doing is involving a great cause, and we don't need no eyes getting in the way of us. And
He said to Prince too?
Yeah, but see, Prince didn't need. That's why Prince was only in there licking lollipops, because Prince, Prince is ultra competitive. He ultra competitive, and it was him and Mike. And what I'm saying, Mike was the golden child.
He was.
No, Mike was the golden child. Prince was every bit as talented as Mike.
No.
Man.
No.
Man, if we're talking boxing, you talking about boxing. Prince is, I would have to say, Floyd Patterson. Inside game, immaculate. Outside game, immaculate. Medium range, immaculate. Power, speed, punch placement, defensive responsibility, great legs, great. I mean, that's what Prince is, man. The dude is ultra. He writes his own songs. He writes the music to his own songs. Then he goes out there and plays every single instrument. And the man can perform like nobody's business. Like when it comes to talent, man, I don't know if there's any other artist that has ever been more talented than Prince.
No,
Not
Prince
more talented. Brian McKnight was up there though, because he would
Prince
play every instrument too.
was without a doubt more talented than Michael Jackson.
God.
Yeah,
The thing is, Michael had the fans because they
at the
watched
people.
him grow from a little boy, and he grew that fan base, and they fell in love with Michael Jackson. Because remember, Mike came out; he was a little boy singing with his
Little
own
boy
brothers.
singing with passion,
Yeah, and
singing
they
with feeling.
I'll ask you this. I'll ask you this. This to shut it down. For you got grandchildren, right?
yeah.
I know your grandchildren know Michael Jackson songs, don't they?
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't know
Okay.
Michael Jackson song or Prince. They don't know neither one of them.
They're in the
Okay.
kitchen.
I heard my little cousin. She was like 7 singing Michael Jackson songs. But
No, my kids do. My kids do.
You got it?
My grandkids are too young to know.
they
who
real
Michael
young. Okay, my mistake. They real young. He said if Floyd is really a billionaire, if Al doesn't have the money to keep the majority of PBC fighters active, I think when PBC lost having Fox and Showtime, it really hurt them because they now are really kind of struggling to kind of get the fight out. Salute the Melon Queen showing up.
Well,
As my
let me
man
ask you
Hardcore
this,
said,
bro.
dark
I
and
don't
lovely. Salute to you coming through.
I don't
Let
think
me
they
ask you this. Good businessmen, do they spend their money or other people's money?
Other
Like a
people,
bank, does the bank use their money or other people's money?
other people's money.
Al Heyman ain't struggling for no money.
I don't think
Is-
people are struggling at all. I think
I don't think he is. I just think like again, like BVO just said, they're struggling to make fights because of what they lost with Fox. Because you got to remember, Fox, they had Fox, they had Showtime, and for a
struggling
while
to
they
make
were doing
fights.
the free shows. I remember they were doing the free shows where like they put Adrian Broner and Sean Porter on it, and they just went away from that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I feel like a lot of times they forget. A lot of
What
people
was
don't want to
working?
pay for this stuff. Like
Yeah.
like I remember I paid for that for the I think it was the Floyd and Conor fight, and that shit was $100. I was pissed, but I still watched it. Like
I don't think it's PBC that done that.
no, you're right.
I think that
It's
was
not.
I think it was the network that didn't want to pay for. I think when they had to deal with Fox, I think Fox didn't see the profit that they thought they was going to see in putting on fights. Because remember, Fox wasn't putting on fights. It was ABC and what was the other channel that was NBC. They was putting on free fights. Fox just got into with PBC, and so I don't think they thought it was going to be more profitable by putting on these fights because they saw how ESPN was doing it, but I don't think that they realized that it's not going to be as profitable as if you were to put it on for pay-per-view. They looking at the pay-per-view numbers and they say, oh, well, if they can do that, paying for it, I think we should do this much by putting it on for free. And so I think that's what it was. I don't think it was PBC. I think it was the network that took it off of free TV. And so PBC had to put it on Showtime. And for the big fights that we wanted to see, they had to make it pay-per-view in order for these fighters to want to buy into it because Showtime only give you a certain amount of budget. And so you want to have these big fighters fight, you got to offer them something. Well, if y'all go out here and sell this fight, y'all get all this money on the back end. And once they started seeing that money coming on the back end, that's why we started seeing so many pay-per-view fights because fighters like, man, I want to fight on pay-per-view. All the money on the back end.
So let me ask you guys this: do you think if they had signed with ESPN, it would have been a lot better or a lot easier for them to do these fights?
It could have been. It all depends on. I think it still would have been a problem because ESPN already had Top Rank, so it would have been a struggle between who's going to get the
I mean, you're right. You're right. But you got to remember, like the UFC does the UFC, and they got the PFL. So at the same time, they're promoting two different leagues. You know what I'm saying?
But that's UFC. That's UFC. UFC is not as big as boxing.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. But you know what I'm saying? I think
they're more organized, though.
They're more organized, and I feel like
way more.
If they had seen that, and ESPN had seen it too, they would have just threw their hat in the ring too, because that would have been money. That would have been a whole bunch of money just going their way. You know what I'm saying?
But
I get what you're saying, Juan, but you got to remember the thing with ESPN, and people don't realize this, but Walt Disney is trying to sell them.
Yeah.
When Disney acquired ESPN, they were trying to get Discovery. It's another one that they were trying to get. I think they got Fox. It was just they were trying to buy assets, and I think ESPN came along with that. We got to remember ESPN has been sold, so ESPN doesn't really control their own future. You need like a Paramount or somebody like a big huge conglomerate to get behind them. So when you get Amazon, that's what Al did. Al did what he always did when he got Budweiser back in the early 80s. People don't realize Budweiser in the early 80s was probably the biggest beer in America.
Yes.
And he was able to use that, and you end up getting Michael Jackson tours, Luther Vandross tours. People don't talk about Luther Vandross enough. He went platinum 10 straight times. So what it's coming down to is these guys have not done a good job of growing the sport. They just haven't. Floyd has been selfish. Oscar has admittedly been selfish. Bernard has been nothing but a bootlicker since he's been a promoter. I think Bernard Hopkins
blame to go around.
Let me just finish this. I just think that Bernard Hopkins and I'm telling you, man, Bernard Hopkins is nothing as promoter as what he was as a fighter. That same vigor and passion that he had as a fighter, I have not seen in the boardroom. I have not seen him try to make big fights. He just goes along whatever Oscar says. He just kind of does. He's just like Oscar's boy.
So do you think the Saudi dude? Because I just think it's comment. The Saudi dude can help it.
You talking about turkey sandwich?
Yeah, turkey sandwich just got.
I'm gonna tell you this. I think it's enough blame to go around, as far as who's not letting the sport grow. And when I say it's enough blame to go around, it's not just the promoters, it's not just the fighters, it's also the fans. It's also the fans. It's enough blame to go around to everybody, because everybody wants these microwave fights, and when they get it, and one of these fighters lose, all of a sudden you want to throw that fighter away. You don't want to root for him. You don't want to see him in the ring no more because he got beat up, he got knocked out. And so, matter of fact, I give you a perfect example. Mark Masayo, he beat Gary Russell, even though he didn't.
He didn't beat Gary Russell. He was awarded the victory.
He stole.
On his record, he beat Gary Russell.
He stole that like he stole some candy.
He became the WBC champion. This man is fighting in the prelims on Saturday.
Facts. That's insane.
He's fighting on the
That's
prelims.
insane.
He's fighting though. He's fighting. I mean, I'll take that.
These fans, they throw away fight as soon as they lose. They throw them away, and now that's why these fighters said, "No, I'm not trying to get in the ring with him. I might lose. Let me hold on."
And didn't he lose to a good fighter? He lost to
Ray.
What's the name?
Ray Vargas.
I mean, he
Oh,
also
Vargas,
like
Vargas,
right after
right?
that fight. I mean, right after that fight with Gary. I mean, he kind of like threw up a deuce egg with Rigondeaux. So it's not like really like
he lost.
He was anything promoting.
Right after he beat Gary, I think it was like maybe 6 months later, he fought Ray Vargas and lost to Ray Vargas.
You know the funny thing about Marcel, he had been garbage.
I bet you I don't know who Mark Masayo just fought in March.
Or maybe the skinny one.
I bet y'all don't know who Mark Masayo just fought.
I thought he just fought what's the name, brother? The one who Cool Boy fought.
Yes, he did. He just fought him. BVO didn't even know that, and that's BVO's favorite fighter at 126.
I mean, if talk about
Figueroa, that's it, Figueroa, yeah.
If they throw in microwave fights, I hope they don't throw in shoo in there with anyway. I'm
No,
really
no, but
hoping they
you're
don't
doing
do.
something though, Juan. I'm going to piggyback off of that. I'm gonna pull off of what I was saying. Uh, I think there needs to be more dedication and more of an allotment for regular fights for the PBC. Not just the big money fights, but the regular fights that they can get on a network. They need to secure a network that will like if it's Spike TV or something like that,
Oh
that
no,
they
no.
can just put the regular fights on there too, so that people can get work. Because not every fight can be a pay-per-view fight, and you only
I'm,
get certain slots. But
Yeah.
if you got a network dedicated to fights, like it used to be the Wild World of Sports, you
Yep.
used to get a lot of fights on the Wild World of Sports,
I
and there were
mean, I
some
mean,
great
me.
fights.
I
I,
mean,
I,
D.
know,
I
I
mean, D. Free.
wasn't shaking my head to you. I was shaking my head to Timothy Taylor.
I
Um,
mean, D. Free got hit it on the head. I mean, they seen what networks seen on this fights, and they were like, okay, well, they're doing this on pay-per-view, let's put it on free TV,
yeah.
and it wasn't living to expectations. So I mean, how much really can
I was
we
talking
really
about what
keep pushing that narrative?
But if we look at
PBC.
Pro Box is showing you that there's a lane for
There's a
it.
market, yeah.
Yeah, there is
There's a
definitely a
market
market
for
for
it.
it.
But let me just comment on Timothy Taylor. PBC didn't lose Bruce Ennis. Boots was
They
never
never
part
had
of
them.
PBC. He was never a part of PBC. He was signed
Right.
exclusively to Showtime.
Showtime.
When
It's
Showtime
exclusively Showtime.
lost their contract, Boots was a free agent to go anywhere. They tried to get Boots, but they didn't have nobody that wanted to fight him. Nobody wanted to fight him. Mario Barrio didn't want to fight him. Um, Keith Thurman didn't want to fight him. There was nobody that wanted to fight him. So he ended up going to the Zone because
Crawford.
they had a couple of fighters that over in the UK, they ain't got no exposure. So if they can go over here and beat somebody who has a name or is becoming a star and boost Ennis, that plateaued them straight to the top. So
Yeah.
he was able to, and they was able to offer him money to sign there. Nobody was going to give him no money because they ain't had nobody that wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got to be real with his talent. His talent is going to scale up. So he's moving up in weight, and when he moves up in weight, the PBC becomes more of a viable option because they have more options for him to fight there. See, to me, how we can make the fight game a lot more interesting is if we can get some kind of mitigation between promotional companies where people have to fight.
Yeah.
You know, that would increase the scale of boxing. To me, it would increase the popularity and the interest of the fans, because now you get to see the fights no matter what. So now the only way I see Turkey being a valuable option is as a concierge to like one of the people, and where you could broker these fights and
Hmm.
get these fighters paid, get these promoters paid, and yet put on the event so
I
that you
mean,
can
I
bridge
mean,
the gap.
I don't think you're wrong at that. I mean, it's just,
I mean,
does he want to do it? Does he want to do it? You know what I'm saying? And
He
it's
might
like
have want
I
too
mean,
much of the pie.
he's saying yes.
he want he want a slice of the cake, and I'll tell you what. At the end of the day, I think what we all saying the same thing, but unlike Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, Al Heyman, Oscar De La Hoya, they won't sell out their companies the same way you seen Matchroom and Queensberry do, where they pretty much let Turkey take over those rosters. You're not going to see Al Heyman go to and the Golden Boy himself. They're not going to do that. And say what you want, man. That whole Turkey deal is only working great because Barry Hearn. I'm not saying Barry Hearn. I'm thinking about his dad, but Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren are ready to make big fights, and they needed this kind of push. And I think in America, to be honest, we don't need the push. We just need guys, as my man Jamel Arman Charlo said it best, shut up, take a little bit less,
I think
and fight.
what we need to
So
do is
how come the
But
promoters can't take a little bit less?
Terrence Crawford working with him is probably a
I'm gonna tell you
gateway
what we
towards that. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, Terrence Crawford, I'm gonna tell you something, one that you don't realize about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is a terrible businessman behind the scenes.
I've heard some stories. I won't repeat them up here, but his word is mud. It's just that simple. His word is mud. Anything
Dog,
that Terrence tell you,
Yo,
he can walk out the room and it's as good as it's forgotten. He just not a good guy. He just a slimy dude. I mean, he
oh
made all
man,
that money with
allegedly.
Earl. Well,
he's
okay, allegedly.
a typical Nebraska guy. When you saw the
Yeah,
movie,
he's just a different type of dude. He's just a different type of dude.
saw the
But
movie
but but,
Belly.
but
I mean, I thought I had a clip of Terrence talking. Let me see if I still have it. Terrence was
I
on
mean, he's
here.
a hell of a fighter, though. He's a hell of a fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, by like him being the best fighter in the world right now. Like that's what I mean.
Oh, definitely. Oh, man.
No,
I
let me
mean,
see. I don't think I have it no
you
more.
can be a good fighter and still.
Oh, I do. I got the finger. I got the
I
finger,
mean,
Terrence.
Fuck Fred, fuck Howard, and fuck all of them.
What about Robin? She's hot, right?
Robin,
Yeah.
who cares about that bitch?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
That's
You
Bud Crawford.
like Bud Crawford. He's a hell of a fighter, but to be honest with you, nobody has been looking or asking or checking for
ain't no
Bud
respect.
Crawford since he
Yeah,
beat
that's a fact.
Errol Spence.
That's a
Nobody.
fact.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy. To me. It's
No,
like,
because that's the thing, Juan. You got to understand. See, you're a pure boxing fan like all of us, man. When you are a dirtbag, I mean, let's think about somebody that you work with. If you work with a guy who's a dirtbag, you're not gonna hang out with him. You're not gonna say nothing to him.
No,
And
you say black fighters are broke and the UK fighters are the best fans in the world. You shitting on your own fans.
yeah,
Your own fans. And I'm
yeah,
like, no, I understand he's a great fighter, but how can you be a fan of a dude that talks bad about you? You might say, oh, he's not talking about me. Yes, he is. He don't know you personally. So when he say that statement, he's saying it for all of the daggone fans. He don't know you personally. If he knew you personally, you'll say, okay, like I'm not talking to you. But he don't know you personally, so he's speaking about you.
right.
Yo, to me, he's like one of those fighters or one of those people who, like, I'm the ish, and everybody should like flock to me or want to check me out or check in on me, but it's just not so. So he's like a little bit like perturbed by that, a little bit salty by that, and you see the lashing out of it because of it. But I mean, like, tremendous talent in the ring, a tremendous talent in the ring. You
yeah.
cannot deny the talent that he has. Um, but like D said, like, if you use it, I mean, when Oscar was that talent and Floyd fought him, Floyd beat him. He took the All Spark. The All Spark now was up in him, and now he had the power. Everybody
Mhm.
checking in on him, whether they want to see him lose or win. They're checking in on him, like
Well,
he said.
let me ask you this. I think that's hard to say because you know
I,
that Oscar went to sell 1 million. He sold 1 million a couple more times after he fought Floyd. So I don't know if that is the case because
No,
when he
no, no,
fought
no, no,
Manny
no.
Pacquiao.
He still was the man,
Oh, okay, that's what I'm
but
saying.
he wasn't commanding the purses that Floyd was commanding.
No,
You
no, no,
realize
not
after
after
that
that.
fight,
Not after
that
that fight.
nigga Floyd next fight was astronomically.
Yeah, he took a flat fee, I believe, for that fight with Oscar.
yeah, he
I,
took
I
Oscar
could
I
did
be
him
mean,
wrong.
dirty.
he
he
took
took everything.
No, Oscar didn't do him dirty. Oscar picked the ring
No,
size.
no,
He picked the
no.
glove
But
size.
he understood the business side of it. He understood at that moment in 2007. He understood I am the B side to this fight. I gotta do what he says. At that point, you gotta do that. But
no,
One.
he
yeah,
made his. But what made his mark was that 24/7 show, and that's when people like started like tuning into a lot of his fights because
That's a
it's like
great point. That's a great point, Juan.
so,
That reality
so
TV really
Floyd,
did its thing.
like you said, Juan, Floyd understood he's the B side, and that's something that a lot of people wanted Shakur Stevenson to do, but Floyd understood I'm the B side. But when I beat this man, because he is the man right now, when I beat him, I'm going to be the man, and that's exactly what he did. He beat
and
he beat Oscar, and he became the man, and he never looked back after that. And so I'm not gonna say Oscar did him dirty. Oscar gave him a offer of a flat fee of $5 million. Floyd said, "I take it.
I
I
mean,
take it, 'cause I know
yeah, because
when I beat you, all the money is coming to me. When I beat you, after that, all the money is coming to me. I'm the man. I beat Oscar De La Hoya. I'm undefeated. I'm beating everybody. So he already had a track record of beating good fighters. Oscar was the cherry on the top to show
the
everybody
greatest,
I
the
am
greatest.
the man.
That's his greatest win. But I'll say this, man.
You said it as his greatest win.
Oh yeah, of course. Beating Oscar De La Hoya was his biggest win.
I don't know. I think it was Pacquiao. I think him just shutting
No,
up.
no.
I
Him and
think him
Pacquiao
shutting
was
up the
both
Pac
old as
card.
hell.
That's
They
what
both was.
that was.
They was
That's
old.
what it
They was
was.
old. They was old.
I mean, he was.
I don't,
You do realize he is older than Pacquiao, right?
That's what I said. They was both old. They
I
both was
don't
old.
I don't know if Oscar was his greatest win. I would say it was definitely the turning point for Floyd. It was definitely the turning
The
point.
ring that give you the juice. You
I
remember?
don't,
You remember?
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying that it's not. I just said I don't know. I have to go back and look at
He
all.
pushed Oscar off the building. You seen Juice? He pushed Oscar off the building.
No, I just have to look. I have to go back and look at all of Floyd's fight and say, okay, let me go back and look at these fights, see which one was the greater. Now, Oscar was at. I'm not even gonna say it was his biggest win because Manny Pacquiao that's the highest paid, highest grossing fight. So I can't even say that was the biggest one. But like I said, that was
No,
his.
Oscar won both of those because I thought he made like almost $30 million back in 07. He cleaned up, though.
When he fought Pacquiao,
I'm talking about Floyd. When Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao, Floyd.
Oh no, I'm thinking about. I thought you were talking about Oscar still.
Fight.
Oh yeah. It was.
It still is.
No doubt.
It ain't no was. It still is.
No, I didn't mean it wasn't. I'm just saying it. I could see it definitely was. I'm just saying more or less we didn't get it on time, and it was a little long in the tooth.
So if it would have happened on time, we would have had a different result.
No.
Yes.
No.
You think it would have been different result?
Yes.
Hell
I think
no.
Pacquiao would have showed a better performance. I don't think he could ever beat Floyd.
It wouldn't have been
he could beat Floyd, but he would have gave us a better performance.
No.
I mean,
better performance.
No. Listen. When I went to Cali a couple years ago, and when I went out there, I went to the Freddie Roach show, and I talked to like a bunch of fighters, and they was like, "Nah, he wasn't beating them." It was just Floyd was on a different level. You gotta remember, younger Floyd was on a different level. Was on a different level from everybody. He understood everything from that game. He just understood it, and he was just better than at everything. It was
I think that's what Tank has right now. See, the problem. I think the reason why Floyd is really so mad at Tank is because Tank left, and Floyd gave Tank all of the secrets to the game. He gave him all of the secrets, and Tank is using it all to his advantage right now. He's using every single trick that Floyd gave him to his advantage. He know how to antagonize his opponent. He know how to get under their skin. He knows what to look for. He knows how to study his opponent. And I think Floyd, it wasn't so much that Tank left Floyd. It was more so that Floyd can't get no more money off of Tank. I think that's the main reason why Floyd is bitter. That Ryan Garcia fight, Floyd never got no money from that. That's what pissed Floyd off because Floyd was like, "Hold up, we was working on this fight before you got a chance to get the fight, and we don't get nothing from this." And remember, Floyd was there on the podium with him. He was there in the ring with them after they won, and they was hugging and everything. And Floyd just knew he was gonna get some money, and he didn't get nothing. Floyd was like, "Hold up, this nigga ain't give me nothing." he ain't give me a meal, nothing. I don't get nothing.
Okay. Buy me dinner. That's crazy.
And I thought they were promoting the fight as well too, because I remember seeing Mayweather Promotions up there.
I thought they was too, but they wasn't. They
wasn't.
Word? Nope. That's why Floyd didn't get nothing. That's why Floyd is so mad at Tank right now because they wasn't promoting it. They was going off of good faith because they originated trying to get that fight, and Ryan was the reason why the fight never happened the first time because Ryan pulled out.
Yeah.
So now that the fight came back around, they like, okay, well, we know he's not with us anymore, but we was the one that helped him try to get this fight. We should be able to get something out of it. We're gonna help promote the fight. or whatever, even though he's not under our promotion. But you remember Leonard Ellaby and Floyd was talking big trash about that fight. They were like, man, Tank is gonna watch this dude. They was going at Oscar and everything. But Tank ain't give Floyd nothing. He didn't get a penny that he found on the floor walking to the arena. He didn't give him that.
Jeez.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'll be
That's
honest, I didn't
cold
know
world
that.
right there.
I
That's
mean,
cool.
I wouldn't mess with him either if he did that. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean,
That's cold
at
world
that
right there.
point, I mean, yeah, at that point,
I
yeah.
mean, you would have thought he was a Puerto Rican doing
I
that.
mean, the fight would have been a big
But
fight.
why you gotta be disrespectful? Why you gotta be disrespectful?
Why I gotta be a Puerto Rican?
Right,
I'm
fact.
just saying. That's some
Knowing that
Puerto
you got
Rican.
knowing you got
I
four damn
mean,
Puerto Ricans on the damn panel right now.
we're not stingy. We some of the generous people you know.
Fact. I'll give you the shirt off my back.
Just not with me wearing it. It's a shirt that I had on my back previously, and now you can have it.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, but you know what I'll say, man? Salute to my brother Puerto Rican Juan. Salute to my guy, the Puerto Rican Prince D Free. And you know we got the philosopher Thomas Hill in the house, man. We're gonna be back tomorrow for the I almost said Floyd Mayweather fight, for the Tank Davis fight.
You
And we're
might
gonna
get some of this one then.
hey, and you know the funny thing about it is Tank is a good fighter. I'm glad to see him in shape like he's been. And I just can't wait to see Frank go to bed and send Errol Spence back to Texas.
Before we get out of here, I got a question before we get out of here.
Go ahead.
Do anybody think Floyd gonna show up to the fight?
Yeah, I believe he is.
I got $1 on it. Why not?
I tell you what. If Floyd don't show up to this fight, you know they beefing.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I got a feeling they're gonna be, forget this expression. There's gonna be a lot of hugs and kisses when Floyd wins. Floyd and Tank gonna hug and kiss and say, "Oh man, we didn't mean it. We just fooled y'all again." This is all a Floyd, man. This is all a Floyd.
I know one thing he said, and I believe him when he said it. He said, that fool Floyd is a hater, but I love him nonetheless. Because without him, I would not be here.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna always hold to that.
Yeah, I think he still got love.
That's funny. That's funny you say that, because one thing I noticed about Tank is even when he had that stuff he wanted to show, he could have showed with Errol Spence. He said, "I'm not gonna mess up our friendship and show it." And I was thinking, like, this dude Tank really a good dude, man. So
No, I mean Tank
a good dude.
It's just like Tank has that love for Floyd the same way you have that love for your brother. You and your brother might beef. Y'all gonna be beefing, but you still got love for him. You're not gonna let nobody else on the street go at your brother. But y'all might go at it, but ain't nobody else on the street gonna go at him.
Yeah, that's it right there.
And the only person that go at Floyd is Tank.
Yeah.
And we gone, y'all. Peace.
All right, brother. Thank you.